Why do some women inspire men to invest time, energy, money, devotion, while others are endlessly neglected, taken for granted, or abandoned? It's not luck, and it's not simply beauty. The truth is this: men rise to meet the expectations you set, and if your expectations are low, so is his effort. If your expectations are high, he either ascends or disappears. And either way, you win. Here is the paradox. Many women fear having expectations because they believe it will scare men away. But the truth is the opposite. The absence of expectations never makes a man invest. It only teaches him that he can give you the bare minimum and still keep you. And once he knows that, why should he give more? Expectations are not demands, they are standards. And standards are what separate queens from servants. Think of it this way: a kingdom without laws descends into chaos. A relationship without expectations collapses into neglect. The women men invest in are the ones who enforce silent laws. These laws are not shouted. They are embodied. They are written in the way she carries herself, the way she receives, the way she reacts to disrespect. She never says, "You must treat me like this." She simply withdraws when he fails, and men learn faster from absence than from nagging. Let's explore the psychology. Men are competitive by nature. They measure themselves through challenge. When a woman expects little, he feels no challenge, so he coasts. But when her standards are high, he senses a competition with other men, with himself, with the possibility of losing her. That tension sharpens his devotion. Because men crave what they must work for, and what they invest in, they value. History proves this. Consider the mistresses of kings, or the queens who held entire courts in their palm. These women were not loved because they begged. They were adored because they demanded excellence, silently but firmly. One raised brow, one moment of silence, one absence from the room. These spoke louder than words. Men invested to win back approval because approval was not guaranteed. That is the key. The expensive woman's attention is never guaranteed. So what are the expectations that make men invest? Let's uncover them. First, expectation of respect. Respect is the foundation of devotion. If he interrupts you, belittles you, neglects you, and you accept it, you train him to continue. But if you calmly withdraw, if your silence makes him uncomfortable, he learns disrespect means distance, and distance from you is unbearable. Respect is not begged for. It is enforced by consequence. Second, expectation of effort. The high-value woman never rewards laziness. If he cancels last minute, if he offers scraps of attention, if he puts in the minimum, she does not explode. She simply disengages. Her absence says more than her anger. Men quickly learn that half measures will not keep her, and so they invest fully or not at all. Third, expectation of elevation. A man should not only give you attention, he should make your life better. Whether it is through thoughtfulness, protection, or provision, he should add value. The high-value woman expects this, not because she is greedy, but because she knows her worth. Ordinary women settle for presence. Dangerous women demand elevation. Here's a story. In 17th century France, a courtesan was courted by noblemen. One arrived with a modest gift. She accepted it politely, but her demeanor remained cool. Another arrived with poetry written in her honor. She smiled faintly, Only when a suitor created an entire evening of music, flowers, and spectacle did she soften and give warmth. The message was clear. Effort earns access, and men who wanted her knew that investment was the only path to devotion. But here's the cliffhanger. Expectations are not about controlling men. They are about controlling yourself. Because if you do not enforce your standards, no man will. Expectations only work when you are willing to lose him rather than lose yourself. Let's go deeper. The most powerful expectation is expectation of consistency. Many men show passion at the beginning, then fade into neglect. The ordinary woman tolerates this. She says, "He used to be romantic." The dangerous woman demands consistency without saying a word. If effort fades, her warmth fades with it. If devotion weakens, she weakens access. Men learn quickly that investment is not a one-time purchase. It is a subscription, and subscriptions must be maintained. Another expectation of exclusivity. A high-value woman never competes. If he wavers, if he divides attention, if he flirts with others, she disappears. She does not argue. She does not fight rivals. She simply vanishes into her own world. And because her presence is rare, the thought of losing it permanently is unbearable. Men invest to keep what they cannot replace. Now let's add strategy. Expectations are not about constant confrontation. They are subtle, woven into your aura. For example, when a man offers something beneath your standard, you don't scold, you go silent. When he invests deeply, you respond with warmth, softness, presence. Over time, he learns the equation. Effort equals reward. Neglect equals absence. And because men crave reward, they will invest more. Practical example. 2 women go on dates. One laughs at everything, thanks him profusely for any gesture, and overlooks his lateness. The other receives his effort calmly, smiles only when it is truly deserved, and remains poised when he falters. Which woman will he invest in? The first costs nothing. The second costs everything. And men value only what costs them something. Another key expectation of growth. A man who does not strive, who does not improve, who stagnates, loses value. High-value women expect men to evolve, not out of cruelty, but out of alignment. A woman who constantly refines herself cannot remain with a man who refuses to rise. Men sense this, and to keep her, they invest in themselves. Here is the paradox that cements the lesson. Expectations are not chains that bind men. They are wings that challenge them to rise. Men worship women who make them better. Men forget women who demand nothing. Let's return to history. Cleopatra did not accept mediocrity. The men who loved her knew that to hold her attention, they had to rule empires, win wars, build monuments. Was this excessive? Perhaps. But devotion has always been tied to demand, and the woman who demands nothing receives nothing. Final escalation. Expectations must be lived, not spoken. If you announce them, you sound desperate. If you embody them, you look divine. Men should feel your standards, not hear them. They should sense from your silence, your poise, your absence, that mediocrity will never hold you. And once they sense it, they will invest or vanish. And here is the punchline. The ordinary woman lowers expectations to keep a man. The dangerous woman raises them to filter men, and the result? She inspires only the highest devotion, and the rest disappear. Because men don't invest in women who cost nothing, they invest in women who cost everything.